Namaste, everybody. We are now in the 32nd part of the Mahabharata series, in which we are going to talk about another anomaly about Dhruva having shifted its position. Earlier in the last part, we talked about how the Arundhatī has shifted its position. In the same context, we also said that Dhruva also was seen to have shifted to the right because the observer has moved to the left due to the cosmic hit. Just as these are not the only two anomalies, there are in total, that is in all, four anomalies in the context in Mahabharata. The first one was about Mars having shifted towards Anuradha, that is, having made a retrograde motion in Scorpio, which is not possible because the sun was also present there. Astronomically, it is not possible for Mars to have moved towards the right, that is backward. That is one anomaly. And the other one was about the Arundhati having put Vasishta at her back, which means a rightward shift. And in the same context, Vyāsa says that Dhruva made an apasavyam direction. It means away from the zenith. That is opposite direction. Normally, the Dhruva will go towards when you are watching the northern part of the sky. Dhruva nakshatra, Dhruva means the Polaris. It is moving towards the zenith, whereas it is going in the rightward way. That is, it just made a shift rightward. That's what he means. And two planets were rising with coppery red crust. This also was misinterpreted by many researchers who as some comet or something else. Whereas this is a clear case of some kind of cosmic effect on the day because it creates nitrogen oxides. Any object that is entering into the earth creates nitrogen oxide in abundance. It will be brownish red in color, and at the night time or the twilight time, you will be seeing the kind of brownish red cloud in that place. So even the stars were seen with the reddish crust. Normally, the stars, they will have the bluish tint only. It's because of the refraction theory, but it is seen with reddish crest means it's not about the refraction, but it is about some cosmic heat. And here we talked about the Dhruva nakshatra moving in the apasavyam direction. Dhruva, by that they mean the Polaris star only. Unfortunately, no researcher, Mahabharata researcher, have taken it up because they cannot show it in the astronomy simulator. It's all to be understood. It's all about Ganesha movements. We have to understand why it is being told, how it is possible, what is the logic behind it. You have to know some science to understand it. Astronomy simulators will not show you the Dhruva nakshatra shifting. So no Mahabharata researcher has taken that into consideration. But it is a very important one because I'll tell you, today we have found out a place called Tall-el-Hammam in the Arabian Peninsula in Iran, I think, where there is a archaeological survey going on in different layers. And there is different types of researchers are also working on that. And particularly as per the archeoastronomers, they find though different layers are aligned to the different directions of the pole star of the period. They may not mean the Polaris, but the pole star. The pole star of the period had changed. Like one layer was showing just the current one. This is the current pole star position. And then around 1200 BCE to 300 BCE, this was the alignment. Whereas the middle three ones were around the Mahabharata time. Between 3600 BCE to 2350 BCE, the middle three, that itself has changed. Here I am showing the same research paper, shows this global picture also. This is the northern magnetic pole that we are not concerned about. We are concerned about the geographic pole because if the earth is moving, the geographical pole only will be seen to have shifted. See here, this is the current position of the geographic pole. And this side you are seeing that MBB and MBA were during 3600 BCE. And this also the extreme one, also around that period. And the next one is around 1300 BCE. And today here, you may say, it's because of precession of the equinoxes, precession of the Earth's axis. The Earth's axis is moving. Then it should be unidirectional, towards a single direction, towards one side, or towards left. Whereas the present one is here. 3600 periods are here and here and here also. Then after that, around 1300, it had come towards the present one. Not close to that, but away from that. Present one is here. How could that kind of changes in the polar alignment happen? That is the point of question. That is, this is written by Philip J. Sylvia. This paper is available on the internet. Evidence of shifts in Earth's rotational axis at Tall-el-Hammam. That is the paper's name. And here, having seen this kind of change in the shifts, he has taken up the biblical account of Ahaz sundial. That is in the Bible, there is a story of the starway or the Ahaz sundial, by which they were able to see the shadow of the sun falling on different steps as the day progresses. But suddenly what happened? At noon, when the sun's shadow was falling on the 10th step, it suddenly moved to the first step. There is a story about it. The king asked Isaiah for a sign of God. And suddenly, God gave the sign by shifting the shadow from the 10th step to the first step in the Ahaz sundial. They thought that that is the message of God. God has shown that he is there. But there should be some logic behind this, isn't it? Because this is the kind of climatological or the what you say in the cosmological terms, there must be some reason for that. So the author, that is Sylvia, he analyzed. So he just worked out. He worked out like this graphically. This is the sundial. Suppose the sun was here, then it was its shadow is falling on the 10th step. Suddenly it moved backward to by 10 steps means the sun had shifted its position. In this picture also, this picture also is given by him. See, the sun was here in the morning, or it has moved up to this place, and its shadow was falling on the 10th step. Suddenly it is the moving towards the shadow is moving backward means the sun had moved back to this position. That's what is meant by that. How could the sun move back like this as you're seeing? You're looking at the sundial and it has moved back. How could it happen? Only if your position, the observer's place has turned, you will see the sun had been, turning backward or turning in another direction. How could the observer's place change? Only if the earth changed. Why did the earth change? Because of some cosmic hit. Some asteroid could have powerfully hit the earth, or some very uh, terrific volcanic eruption. Because recently, when in the Pacific Ocean near Japan, because of a volcanic ocean, that is volcanic eruption from the Pacific, the Earth's degree just tilted. It was scientifically found out. So in the same way, the degree has tilted, the Earth has tilted. So something has happened during the Mahabharata time also, causing the Earth to tilt. Because of that, three anomalous rightward movements like Mars and Arundhatī and Dhruva all have moved towards the right. So how could that happen? We have the evidence in Mahabharata of a cosmic hit. So Somasya Lakshma. We have the evidence here. That is simultaneous collision on the earth and the sun on the day of Pushya in the Kartika month. We have the evidence. In the biblical account, there is no such evidence available, but there should be something they have to find out. They have to find out the year, and then they have to find out any natural calamity, something that made the earth to tremble. And this kind of simultaneous collision has a probability rate of 23:1. That is, for every 23 hits, cosmic hits, one will have the chance of hitting both the sun, the moon and the earth together. That's what is meant by that. And because of that, what happened? Waning Shashti became waning Saptami. Only then Amavasya could occur in Trayodashī, which we have already seen. And then Earth trembled, causing anomalous sightings, all a rightward shift. That means the Earth has been pushed this way leftward. So the observer has just got, the observer's position has gone leftward. So he is seeing everything, the rightward movement. So the Arundhatī Vasishta is not a permanent one. The Dhruva nakshatra movement is not a permanent one. Just because that time it just changed, he saw that. Then afterwards, when things all became all right, by then the Earth got back its balance. And then everything looks normal, because nothing about how it appeared later is not given in the Mahabharata, but that is how it could have happened. So Mahabharata happens to be the world's earliest documentation of the cosmic hit. The earliest is 3136 BCE. After that, only Kali impact. There is something called Kali impact that happened in the second millennium BCE, which also is also orally documented. There is oral tradition. Here we have a written documentation, but we are totally unaware of it. Instead, we are trying to find out some myths or some unbelievable and scientifically untenable explanations for Arundhatī Vasishta the change in the position, whereas nobody talks about the change in the Dhruva's position. That is the irony, or that is what we call as hypocrisy. And that is a researcher should look into all angles and then just try to find out the answer. No researchers have done that. Please remember that. And we will talk more about this in the upcoming parts. With this, we are coming to the end of part 32. We will meet again, and please share this with your friends. It's a very important video, I should say, because of the modern research supporting this kind of shift in the position of Arundhatī or Vasishta or Dhruva or Mars. Thank you.